Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. Today I'm going to talk to you about another film, The Lost City of Z, starring Charlie Hunnam, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, and Sienna Miller. It's a story about, what's the guy's name? Percy um, Facent, who embarks on a journey to find a mysterious city claimed of the lost city of Z, a place of rich ruins and a unique civilization that has been remained in dorm. To the public eye, Percy sets out to discover the mysterious city of Z. Released in 2016. And I remember watching this. There was something about the trailer that felt old fashioned. And James Gray, whom I've actually been liking quite a few of his films, he's the kind of filmmaker that I feel like he's an old fashioned, old school storyteller. Like I get 90s vibes from him watching his work. Where I feel like I feel like he's a very nostalgic filmmaker. And I feel like he tackles genre piece movies and makes it very, serious in a way, but makes it very dramatic. Makes it feel very nostalgic, old school. Old school cinema. I get the vibe from watching his work. Charlie Hunnam. Honestly, I don't care what people talk people talk shit about him. He's good in this. He is good. And actually, it makes me kind of a little bit disappointed that this is like one of those movies that I thought was so good. No Oscar nomination was even considered for this film. And this movie, I saw it at the Vine Cinema in Livermore. Very nice theater. Anybody living in Livermore or around the, northern cities near Sacramento, I highly recommend you check out the Livermore Theater. Amazing theater. Like I love it. Like I love going there. Awesome food too. His performance as this guy, he steals the show every scene, and he is in every scene in this movie. Every single scene. This guy is elite man. This guy sells this performance as this explorer guy, Percy. Robert Pattinson, who's a little bit unrecognizable with a thick ass beard, who's accompanies Percy on this journey to discover this city, and he delivers an amazing performance as well. This is the film before a Good Time that I saw Robert Pattinson in a like very serious role. I'm like, wow, okay, he's pretty cool. Like I think he is British, but he nails it. He nails it. And he becomes a very likable character. I actually really like their dynamic. They actually had a pretty good interaction. Like it feels very old school. Tom Holland, who plays a future version of Percy's son, later shows up. I think kind of like in the third act of the film. He's great, and I actually forgot he was in here. Did not recognize that was Spider-Man until I had to go until I went back and rewatched it. I'm like, wait a minute, that was him. He was in this movie. Wow. Okay. Sienna Miller, underrated actress. She was good in this. She was good in Foxcatcher. She was good in the films that I've seen her in. I admit I haven't seen much of her work, but she's phenomenal as Percy's wife. And you see, and I really, this is one of the most fascinating parts of the story where you actually see their relationship kind of strain a bit. Percy Jackson to a man, from how the film portrays, I respect that he goes out and does what he does by believing there's a certain, I won't say goal, but there's a certain goal he wants to fulfill, and he wants to do whatever he can to fulfill it, no matter what. And he feels inspired to pursue this, no matter what. Nothing is stopping him. And you see this man convince other explorers, other people that there is another city, secret civilization, and you see him. You start to believe him as he constantly preaches out, and then he goes to the to explore the city in the jungle, or he tries to find it somewhere. And Robert Pattinson sometimes joins him, but it gets to the point where it takes him so long to kind of discover that people really don't believe it exists. I think there's a certain point in the movie where one of the people that Percy tries to convince joins him on the adventure, and once he kind of sees certain things about it, the dude gets scared, and he's like, I ain't trying to, no. And you see some of the danger they face. Some of it, I mean, it's not really straight out like action. I mean, this was an adventure drama, so there's like little action here. There's quite a few moments in here that was like really, really interesting and really intense to really watch. Like, there's a scene when they're traveling on this river, and then I think they were trying to escape from the villagers, and they have a bunch of piranhas eating away at their boat and trying to eat at them, and one of them does fall into the river, getting eaten up by the piranhas. But you see the danger they face trying to explore new territory, and you start to think that even though this guy's kind of inspiring, you start to think, is this guy kind of insane? Because this is a dangerous task. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. And there's a certain moment in the film where I think he doesn't have enough money to kind of go back, where there's some time that takes place where he's realized he's been strained away from being away from his family, and he joins some war. I don't remember what the war was. He almost gets injured and almost blind, but then he still gets the courage of pursuing of trying to discover this city. And I like the music that they put in here. There's a famous music piece. I don't remember what it's called, but they would play at certain points of the movie where they're either heading towards the lost city of Z or they're heading from it. And it's actually inspiring. Like, the movie's well shot, too. Man. They don't make movies like this anymore. And when I saw this in theaters, seeing like the grand and feeling the epic scale of this movie, it feels that, like, oh my God, seeing this in the theater feels so good. This is one movie I would definitely recommend for any cinema club. This is one you can't miss. But I have to admit, I have to recommend this movie to like classic cinema like goers, because I don't think a lot of the average moviegoers would like this film. Because it is a dialogue-driven movie. I don't think a lot of people liked it, but I highly recommend it. Highly check it out. The Lost City of Z. Have you seen it? Comment below. Let me know if you have seen it, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.